Hey guys, happy Friday. How y'all doing? It's been a while since I've seen you guys. It's too bad when I say that I'm looking at myself, but anyway. America today, huh? How do you guys like in Ferguson? How do you like in Baltimore? It's awesome, isn't it? While the media focuses on race, right? I was watching Fox News in my hotel room last night as I was flipping through CNN and the rest of it. They clearly think that it's all about race. And then the black folk, they think it's about race too. Yep. But they're onto something. As lawless as they may be, they're doing something about it. They may not know what their rights are. They may not be able to articulate their position. They may not know the Constitution and the branches of government, and they do all that, but they identify that something is wrong. They just don't know what the root cause of what's wrong is. But I will tell you that they're doing something about it. Now, I'm not saying that I support unlawful acts. I don't. But again, they're doing something. Now, many of these people grew up in America. If they grew up in America and they went to public school, why are they acting the way they do? Where are they getting their information from? Or are they much smarter than they appear? Do they actually know what they're doing and they're busting from somewhere else? Or do they not know anything and they're just adding to the know-nothings that are already there? I've already told you in previous videos that I believe that this is intentional. I believe it goes directly to the White House to be able to secure his dictatorship to one form or another by the nationalization of police. While we can get the Democrats and the Republicans and the whites and the blacks fighting with each other, the Almighty with his halo in the back of his head, looks like I got one coming out there too from the light in the back there, gets to fulfill his political agenda. And you know what's funny? The white folk, like us, we're looking at people saying, how dare those black people do that? How dare them do that? They are making everybody look bad. I have a different perspective. Now, granted, they don't look to be very intellectual by any stretch, I will agree, considering most of them can't even speak the English language. But they're doing something. So let's take the more educated group, right? I'm not saying they're white or black. We've got educated people of all colors and races and all that. Don't even take me there. Let's just look at the people that I know. Mostly white folk. Well, us white folk are doing absolutely nothing. We were active in 2008 in the Tea Party and taxed enough already and all of that. We had to pick taxed enough already because there wasn't enough of us to agree on any much more than that. And taxed enough already seems to miss the mark anyway because it doesn't address the root cause of the issue. I've spent over the last year traveling this state and I can't believe what I see. I see much more in the way of American flags flying and stuff than I ever have. And I target those people to talk to them to find out exactly what they know and how active they are and what they're doing. Do you know what their activism consists of? Buying red, white, and blue pillows, putting them on their couch. Buying Americana memorabilia and putting it in their house. Flying the American flag on their yard. And nothing else. Do you read? No, we don't read. We don't have time to read. We're just enjoying our retirement. Are you a vet? Yeah, I'm a vet. Yeah, I put in my time. Country's going to hell. He did his time. We got Christians on the back of the rapture bus still. Well, any exercise to be able to get involved in government is futile. Well, on the occasions that I've had the opportunity to talk about this with people in their own homes, I said, let's get your kids out here to the coffee table and let's tell them that no matter what we do, the exercise is futile in the loss of our freedom, so your future is toast. And all of a sudden I get this look like, but you know what? It didn't work. It didn't work. I have to try to find a way to empower people, to wake them up, to say, what are you doing? This country, every single day that you do nothing, gets worse. And the only thing that you can do in the back of your Rapture bus or the back of your Boohoo bus or whatever bus you're on is to sit here and just complain. We'll spend money, most of us put our own money into things, into ads saying, come to this meeting. We educate ourselves on topics to be able to get you to come. And what do? Nothing. With the exception of you guys working 3 jobs, the guys that are about ready to lose their house and all of that, you guys have been forgiven. But for the rest of you, why aren't you active? I want to know why you aren't active. If you have the time to call your legislator, you have the time to call Congress, you have the time to be able to do these things, you have the time to talk to your neighbors, you have the time to educate yourself, you know the country's going to hell, I'm beginning to wonder who's more freaking retarded. Is it us white folk or is it the black folk? At least they are doing something. And again, I must say this for everybody that's going to try to put me into a box and say, see, I told you Tom's anti-government. I'm not anti-government. I'm pro-action. Not in the action of committing a crime, however. But do something. Many of them there weren't acting, committing crimes, but they were out there because they identified that something is wrong. What would have given them a ton load of credibility is if they would have said, all people matter. It doesn't matter if they're white, black, orange, or purple. They all matter. If they made this about everyone, they would have gained tremendous credibility, as long as they're not throwing bottles and burning down buildings. So my point is they are doing something. I went out today, out to a rural area, and the USDA, allegedly, this is a classic example, okay? They're taking tax dollars, they're putting surveillance cameras up, allegedly, from what I've heard from several of these people, on forest roads, and they're writing people tickets for $250 to $450. Oh, well, how do we know the roads are supposed to be closed? We don't. They're not taking the money to put signs saying the roads are closed, as if they even have the authority to do that, as a bureaucratic agency only to maintain the property. But now, and according to their original charter, that's all they were. Well, allegedly now, they're all law enforcement officers deputized by the sheriff. And they're all doing it in the name of law. We've got legislators that are writing law that are unconstitutional. We've got political subdivisions writing law. We've got the federal government that's expanding its law. They're restricting our right of freedom of speech. They're restricting our right of freedom of the press, even in our own city. Our freedom of religion, our right of redress. And you know what? Well, you just might make the patriot community look bad if you do something and say something you're not supposed to. And that's why people don't talk to me, because they think that I'm extreme. You know, I don't know how many times I can do videos like this before I can ask you guys to really think about what you're doing and get more active. Activism isn't just during the election cycle. Action is all the time. It's eternal vigilance, not part-time. So if you're going to sit there and you're going to complain on Facebook, why don't you think about what you're complaining about? Learn about the root cause of the issue and start doing something about it. I love you guys. You know that. But let's start waking people up. Can we do that? And if you're not awake enough and you're not mobile enough, please change that too. If I could beg you to do that. So anyway, in the midst of optimism, that's the best I've got today. Happy Friday, guys. Take care.